This section is a little bit of tidbits, things that have helped myself as well as many direct sales representatives in this industry. They're usually not things that are covered in training, but I want to incorporate them because they've been beneficial to us in saving us a lot of time and in helping us become successful. A couple things that usually are not covered is, remember when I mentioned earlier, when we're in the field, we have leave-behinds. I always preferred the sticky note where we had our information stamped on it, so when the customer came home, they could check their front door, tear it off and see, and if it was something of interest, they could call back, maybe prior to me making my second attempt or third attempt. Others were door hangers as well, the same information. Well, here's the challenge with that, and something we need to consider. When you have a sticky note or a door tag and you're going to call, what number are they going to call? Well, they're going to call our cell phone. We don't want them calling customer service, right? If they call customer service or an 800 number, well then guess what? We missed out on the sale. Of course, customer service department would be happy. Hey, thanks for the sale. We want them to call our cell phone because that is really our direct line of communication when we're not in front of that customer. Now here's the thing, when we're out in the field working, we can't answer the phone when we're talking to a current customer or prospect, can we? Of course not. So it has to go to voicemail. What does your voicemail message say? Now, I know this may sound strange because we really don't think about it, but how many of you have music or a funny saying or anything like that that's left on your voicemail? Interesting for your friends and maybe co-workers or even family members. The challenge with it is when a customer or prospect, a potential customer, calls that and they hear that, they may not find that very amusing. They actually may find it very unprofessional. So make certain that your voicemail on your phone is professional. How do you make it professional? Pretty simple. Simply stating who you are. Maybe it's just your first name. Hi, my name is Jerry. I'm a neighborhood sales representative with the local cable company. I have valuable offers for you, possibly saving you hundreds of dollars. For more information, please leave your name, phone number, and the best time to contact you. Something as simple as that can generate a lot of interest when they call. That's right. They may call and say, oh, save me $100, save me more, valuable savings. Hey, all right, my name's Fred, give me a call. It's something as simple as that we usually don't think about because it's really not covered in a lot of training, but it should be. It's an important aspect of the sales process, and you want to make sure that you have it covered. Next, on your cell phone, whether it's provided to you by the company, the cable provider that you're working for, or whether or not it's your own, make sure that you have your sales supervisor or manager's number programmed in there, as well as the sales center that you're calling your sales into. Sometimes it might be an administrative department within a local office. Sometimes it might be a call center, depending on the size of your MSO. But make sure you have those important numbers pre-programmed in your phone. There's nothing more embarrassing than actually sitting down and getting ready to sell a customer when you have to call in the order and you don't know the number. Or you left your phone at home, or you forgot your phone, or the battery charger, didn't work and you didn't charge your phone and you have to ask them if you could use their phone. It's very embarrassing and it's also unprofessional. So make certain that you have that with you and that you're prepared. It's probably a good idea to obviously actually buy an additional battery for your phone or maybe even a car charger so you can keep it in there when need be. It's important. I know these are simple things, but they're things that you should consider and make sure that you're preparing this before you go out into the field. Another thing to consider is also the outlet system. That's right. Now, as a DSR, your company may have a special offer where you include 2 free outlets or 3 free outlets and so on. And you have to know the difference between an MDU and an SFU. An MDU is a multi-dwelling unit. This might be an apartment complex. Could have 8 units, it may have 100 units. Usually what happens is they're already wired and structured. Sometimes they may only have 1 outlet. Sometimes they may only have 2 or 3. The problem is they are all wired through what we call a hot tap or a tap box. And these are actually pre-controlled. So if you go into an apartment complex and they only have 1 outlet, you can only offer them 1 outlet. Even if your sales collateral says 3 free outlets, guess what? You can only offer them that one. Because the apartment complex won't allow our technicians to go in and put a bunch of holes everywhere. It's structured and wired originally for 1, and that's what they're going to be able to have. So make certain if you're in an apartment complex or an MDU, multi-dwelling unit, whatever the outlets they already have there are the outlets that we'll be able to use. That's it. If you're in a single family unit, most of the homes are already rewired for 2, maybe 3 outlets. Sometimes they may only have 2, and we have to add an additional outlet. That's okay. But make certain that you check with the customer, let them know how many outlets they wish, and have them show you where those outlets are. Now, the reason I ask you that, to check with the customer, is this. It may sound a little bit strange, but knowing where the outlets will be will help you understand how much time and effort that technician is going to need when they come in and actually wire the customer. If for whatever reason they need to go around 3 or 4 or 5 walls, that's called basically a wall fish. And it's a lengthy process that the technician has to loop in between, usually drywall and the other areas of the home, the cable. Sometimes they use magnets or special tools, and they have to loop them through. Maybe they have to go through the ceiling or under the floor, and they have to pull that cable around, and it takes them time. Most cable providers, if they're even able to do it, because some are not, they're going to have an additional fee. And it's important for you to understand what that fee is so you can educate the customer. It's good to know this up front, because if you promise the customer everything and are not educated about it, and the technician comes out, they're going to mention that additional fee. And that customer is going to be very upset, to the point where they may say, you know what, I don't even want your cable service. So it's good to know this up front. Take the time to educate the customer on the wall fish, on the number of outlets, and make sure to mark down any notes. So when that technician is out there, they can see it in advance. Usually, if it's a larger job, they're going to schedule them more time, so they're prepared for it. But it's up to you to make certain that that technician has everything he needs as far as information prior to that job.